Welcome to the Course We Can Constructor tutorial on how to construct a comprehensive course. This tutorial will introduce you again to what a typical comprehensive course would look like using the Constructor. Then we will give a detailed example of constructing a comprehensive course from scratch right up to the point prior to publishing and printing. Similar to the previous tutorial, there will be limited audio narrative to this tutorial. Revision of course structures, a graphical representation of the comprehensive course. Here is a graphical view of a comprehensive course construct. In this simplified example, you can see, like the standard course, we have a course front matter material file and then a need to add two section containers. Into each section container, we add a section front matter material file, which is used mainly as a separator of the groups of modules. This front matter material file would have two slides or pages. The front page would possibly contain a graphic image and have a section number and a title variable, and a blank page to make it an even page count file. In section 1's example, one section front matter material file and two modules, and with section 2 we have added a section front matter material file and three module containers. Just like the standard course, each module would have a module front matter material file followed by the amount of lessons or reusable learning objects required to complete the instructional subject and, of course, the module summary file. This type of course would be a long duration course, say 1 or 2 weeks, maybe even longer depending on the subject matter. The normal type of comprehensive course would have 4 sections. If, for example, dealing with instruction of a technical product, we could have Section 1 would be the overview and installation, Section 2 the configuration, Section 3 operation, and Section 4 troubleshooting and maintenance. Again, these are only typical examples. You can decide how your comprehensive course is structured. We will now begin the tutorial. Please use the pause button at any point and replay where you may need clarification of recommended procedures. Remember, there will be limited audio narrative to speed up the tutorial. Before we begin, there is a need to ensure that we have all the material prepared and ready for construction. Be aware that you can, if you so wish, just begin constructing the course and add or create material as you move along in the development process. In this example, we have all the material ready and available. In this example, I have prepared the course storyboard in Word, where I have created the course title, description and learning objectives, along with the section titles, module learning objectives and summaries. I have used Word for the spell checking function and for pre-formatting reasons. So all I need to do is simply select and copy each text entry and paste it into the new course text fields that are dynamically linked to variables that are placed in the front matter material files of the course and the other containers within the course, such as sections and modules. These text fields will in turn be transferred over unpublished to the new course output files. In addition to the storyboard, I have opened the front matter material master file repository so that I can select and drag and drop them into their appropriate containers as I proceed with Construct. You can, of course, use the Add File function and navigate to the repository, or, if you have the repository in the Manage Repository tab, select the files in there and add them to the new course. In addition to the front matter material repository, I have opened the Lesson or RLO repository so I can drag and drop the files into their respective module containers as per the storyboard or course design plan. We will now begin by adding a new course to the catalogue. This is done by selecting the catalogue and then using the Add Course button on the lower control bar, or by using the Common User Add button at the top as shown. We will begin with naming the course and completing the course properties fields that are accessible via the tabs shown here. After copying and pasting text into each field, ensure you save using the Save button shown before moving off another tab or selecting something else. Otherwise, the content will be lost and you will have to copy and paste again. Using the Word or PowerPoint storyboard, select the text, copy and paste it into the appropriate fields in the Properties tabs, and then save. At this point, we will have completed all the copy and pasting of text into appropriate fields on the Properties pages, and now jump forward to the next process. All Properties fields are completed, and now we can add 2 sections and in turn 2 modules to each section, as I will demonstrate in the next few slides. Two sections have been added, and now I can name each section accordingly. Be aware that Constructor numbers the sections and in turn the modules within sections in the order they are placed in their parent container, with the top container being section 1 and the lower section being number 2. In this example, we are not adding any text to the section Properties fields except for the section title. Now I am going to add 2 modules to each section. I will name the modules and place module learning objectives and summaries to the Properties fields on each. Now that all modules have been named and their Properties fields completed and saved, we can add front matter material files to each level container, beginning with the course, the sections, and then the modules. For adding files to containers, you have the option to use the Add File button or context menu, or open the folders, select the files, and drag and drop them into their respective containers, as I will demonstrate now. All front matter material files have been added to the course, the sections and the modules. Now we can add all the lessons or RLOs to each module in accordance with our storyboard or course design plan. To arrange your files in the correct order, and if you are using a alphanumeric naming convention, then simply select any file and click on the Arrange in alphanumeric order button. If your files are not alphanumerically named, then select the files and move up or down until they are in the correct order from top to bottom, in the order they will appear in the delivery. The comprehensive course is now completely constructed, with all properties fields completed, all containers now holding the appropriate files and placed in the correct order. We are now at a point where the course could be published. It is, however, recommended that you periodically save the catalogue as you progress through the construct process. At this point, we can publish the course and review it and confirm everything is as required and intended. We will not do a full publish because you should have already carried out that procedure before getting to this tutorial. I will, however, show you what the course looks like once it has been published in the next slides. So, on selecting the Publish tab, we select the course in the tree, ensuring all containers are selected if you are going to publish the full course. Then, carry out the steps to complete the publish process. Here is our comprehensive course published. Notice that Constructor automatically numbers the sections and the modules in accordance with the order that were placed in their respective containers. That concludes the tutorial of constructing a comprehensive course. Please take a look at the other tutorials for more useful guides on how to construct and publish courses or documents using Constructor. Thank you.